Good morning, Bravehearts all over the world. I'm Dr. Darryl Wolf, and I'm here with Kristen. And Kristen is from, where are you from?
Lake Tahoe.
Lake Tahoe. And we just did treatment on her, and it was deep, okay? So she has a fibroid, okay? And the fibroid is wrapped all around her belly button and then goes down into her pubic bone, okay? Now, I did Wolf non-surgical on her where I use my elbow, and understand something. I don't care how many massages you get, how much acupuncture you get, how much chiropractic you get, how much osteopathy you get, unless you're going to use your elbow and go in. See, and what happens is here, you've got your beautiful connective tissue, which your tendons, your ligaments, your muscles, your organs are made out of. What happens when you get infected? You get inflamed. When you get inflamed, you get dehydration. But most of the inflammation that we get is from what? False evidence appearing real, fight, flight, scare tactics. So you're dumping adrenaline and cortisol. When you do that, did you know that adrenaline and cortisol are like super glue? So they're very sticky. So that means the beautiful fibers that you had that had oxygen flowing around them, in them, okay, guess what? Now they're stuck together, the fibers. And then after a while, what happens? Dehydration, it comes down into a knot. Now this can be called a fibroid, it could be called a tumor. Did you know that 15 years ago, a tumor was something that was cancerous? A fibroid was something that was benign. Now all doctors call them all tumors. They were told to call them all tumors because what if we're wrong and they have cancer? So you might as well make them have cancer anyway. You think I'm kidding you? Let me tell you something. It is so, you can program a human being, and I'm going to tell you this. The most important things I learned, I did not learn in school. I learned from people like the indigenous. I learned from herbalists. I learned from books that are 300 years old, 400 years old. I didn't learn most of the stuff that I do in school, and then I made up a lot of it. Because if you haven't got an imagination, you'll have no creation. Okay, and we were created to create, so you better turn on your imagination. So it was tough though, wasn't it?
It hurt. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, did it hurt or was it painful? There's a difference.
It was painful.
That's right. Now, why did she say it hurt? Because guess what? There isn't a place in your body where you have issues in your tissues that you didn't have deep emotion. You wouldn't say to somebody, you would say you hurt me. You wouldn't say you painful me. So when people get hurt, that is emotional. I just said, how did it feel? She said, it hurt. And that's because her higher self knew that it was trapped emotion down around her umbilicus. And the reason why, she's either got issues with her daughter or issues with her mother. Okay, so that's part of it as well. And the reality is, women and men, and I'm telling you that only 1 out of 1,000 knows how to look after themselves. And that's the God's truth. I mean, we talked again today, right? Mm-hmm. And she thinks she has a good diet. Okay, she does have a good diet, but compared to everyone who has a bad one. So hers is a little bit better. And then we talked today and found out that a lot of the food she's eating are feeding the fibroid, yes or no?
Yes.
And also she can't poop properly. She came down here. She's in Mexico in Zihuatanejo right now, so she needed a treatment. So she came over. We did this, and we did the Cellsonic. And between the Cellsonic and the treatment, that was probably what, 40 minutes? Mm-hmm. What kind of relief do you feel in there?
Mucho.
Mucho. Okay. And she says to me, yeah, but it feels like pain on the surface. And I'm going, it's not pain on the surface. Let me tell you something. This here is called your lung and heart chakra. Right here. If I clap that, look how hard I go. You wouldn't do that once because you're hurt. She's hurt. Believe it or not, that fibroid is all hurt and resentment. No, it's not. Okay, fine, it's not. The reality is we don't even know the programs that we're running. We have to have them spelled out to us. Let me tell you something, everyone. I do what's called the whole life coach, And people come to me, and it's a 9-day course, and they come to me from all over the world. Psychiatrists, psychologists, medical doctors, chiropractors, nurses, lay people, teenagers just getting out of high school, grandmothers, grandfathers. Everybody comes because guess what? They come to unleash, to find their authentic self. Most people will never ever spend a few $1,000s on themselves or spend 9 days because you'd be called selfish. And that's how we've all been programmed. When you see my new Perfect Day Guide come out, you read the first page. My Perfect Day Guide is 525 pages. If you had to run this off, it's beautiful, mastered, colorful images, and it's got all of the massive take action emotionally, physically, and nutritionally you'll ever need. And you might go, well, who are you to say that, Daryl? I'll tell you who I am. 45 years of putting my heart into it. And this book is just being released now. And if you want to purchase the book, it'll cost you $225, but you get a free consultation, a 1-hour consultation. We'll send you the audio, and you get free lifetime calling to me and my practitioners. You can call us as often as you want for the rest of your life and put our feet to the fire because we know what we're doing if you want your life back. And if you've ever had a consult from us, you only paid $150. You can pay $75, and I'll give you a book that would cost you $225 to $250 to run off. I'm not kidding. It's a masterpiece. And and that's how we're going to do it, because we've got to get the information out to the world. Now, we were just talking here, so I was working on you, and you could see when you came in, your tummy was sticking out, right? Mm-hmm. And it was sticking out all around your umbilicus, right? And how was it when I finished?
Flat.
Flat. So understand something, and you can take this to the bank. And any of you surgeons or you so-called haters out there, just know this. I've got tons of videos where I show I take a fibroid tumor the size of an orange, and in 30, 40 minutes, I can reduce the size by 30, 40%. Did you hear what I just said? Understand something. We've all been ruled, we've all been schooled, and we've all been fooled, and hardly anybody out there that is a health practitioner, and now you're going to say, now he's really arrogant. They don't have what we have, because you got to be bold. Most people will never leave the herd of their practitioner association organization, and everything is controlled. Everything is controlled. Every school you go to that is government approved, okay, is poisoned. You heard what I said. And the longer you go to school, the more dangerous you are. Okay? People are a highly intelligent species that have been dumbed down, and a person can come and take my course for 9 days, and they can change their whole family, they can change their whole life, or they can open up a business after that 9 days and do a better consultation than naturopathic doctors that have gone to school for 4 years. They're not going to like that. But naturopathic doctors have crossed the line. They use antibiotics now. They use drugs. Okay, when they get out of there, they don't even know what to use, and all they do is prescribe herbs and different vitamins and minerals. They don't give high vibrational nutraceuticals. That's all we carry. But since we've been talking, have I been trying to sell you, or have I been trying to sell you to love yourself? Which one?
Love myself.
That's right. So that's how dangerous I am. And you better believe I'm dangerous. I'm dangerous to the medical system, the natural health system, the supermarkets, the drugstores, okay? And listen, I'm not coming up against them. I have nothing against them, okay? They're always going to be there. They're always going to be poisoning people, okay? And that's the way it is. You know what? All people do is complain. All they do is complain about their pain. They don't take massive action. They don't understand. If they could just look at the people before them, they don't get rid of their fibroids. They get them cut out. When you get your fibroid, what happened to you?
I had an endometrial ablation.
Endometrial ablation. Do you know what that is, everyone? That's where they actually took her uterus and they fried it. There's no better way to say it. Mm-hmm. You can, yes, we'd like you to come on in, and then we're going to fry your uterus, okay? And then guess what? Now you'll have no circulation at all, okay? You'll have another physical block there. And what that'll do is cause more pressure, more stagnation, more infection, more inflammation, more mutation, more scar tissue formation, more calcification, because you're so acidic. She's pulling calcium from her bones, but you can also see around her hip area, it looks hard and thick, and that's the scar tissue. if she doesn't get rid of the fibroid, if she doesn't get herself pooping right, do the vaginal infusions, do the ultimate coffee enema, and open this up, she's going to have hip replacement. She's going to have hip replacement because the pelvic bowl is just going to fill up with infection, and the infection creates inflammation and spreads out to the hips. And whether you believe this or not, all right, ready for this? 95 to 98% of all hip surgeries, all low back surgeries, okay, and every surgery that's done in a woman's pelvis, okay, except for maybe one out of 200, and you heard what I just said, and every problem for a man, okay, it all stems from the large intestine filling up the pelvis with actual fecal debris, fungus, parasites, bad bacteria. And that's how they lower our health. And then guess what? Everything goes to hell in a basket. What do you think? Mm-hmm. So what do you got to say?
I feel much lighter, and I'm so glad I came here because I've been watching Dr. Wolf for...
Daryl. Just call me Daryl. Yeah, that's the other thing. Just call me Daryl. Because understand something, and I say this on purpose. Everybody can do what I do. There's not one person that can't do what I do, and there's not one person that can't do what I do better. You should be able to take my perfect day guide and make a better guide. You should be able to come and take my course and make a better course. You should be able to get on course and help your family get on course. Go ahead, love.
That's what I'd like to do. Get my family on course. And I had a little cry. Daryl said I was holding a lot of resentment, and I just released.
First she blocked it, and then she allowed it to simmer. Because the reality is there's nothing wrong with her. She said, I want my 13-year-old to have a better life and be better than me. And I said, listen, you can't come from that place. You need to tell your 13-year-old though, okay? You need to tell your 13-year-old, I didn't know better. I did the best I could for you. And now guess what? I'm gonna learn to heal myself so that I can be a better mother, human being to myself first and foremost, and then to you. If you can't heal yourself, you can't do anything for her. You can't give what you're not. Would you like your daughter to have unconditional love for herself?
Yes.
She's never gonna have it. Why?
Because I don't have it.
Because you don't have it. But guess what? You're not gonna have it. And here's where you'll go, oh, here comes the sales pitch from them. Don't come and take my courses. Don't come and take a whole life coach course, and don't come and take a pelvic course. If you came and took the whole life coach and the pelvic course, it's all over for you. I mean, it's all over. The rest of your life, you would be in the driver's. You wouldn't need me. You wouldn't need anybody. You wouldn't need another doctor unless you got into a sports accident or a car accident. But guess what? If you're a high vibrational being, you don't get into any of those. I don't have sports injuries. I don't have car accidents where I have to go to the hospital. You know, believe it or not, we are high vibrational, electrical, magnetic, light energy beings created by God Almighty. And even when you say you fell down the stairs, you didn't. A part of you threw yourself down the stairs. You need to understand something. You grew everything, whether it's good or bad, and everything in your life you've created by the thoughts that are in here. And if you don't want to change your thoughts, you're never going to change your life. So now, we've taken apart, didn't we? We took it apart, didn't we? How long was I really working on you? Probably in total 20 minutes, no more, eh? No more than 20 minutes. But you go ahead and have that hour-and-a-half massage that lasts for only 24 hours, makes you feel good. No, you got to go in there and you got to pull the scar tissue apart. Now, is she going to have some tenderness here? Of course she is. I had to pull those fibers apart. Do you know what the difference between healthy tissue and scar tissue? Circulation. Do you know what circulation is? It's your spirit energy being able to flow into the fiber and into the cell. It's the actual oxygen getting in and the toxins getting out. But she's all dammed up. But was she dammed up here first? Before she was dammed up here? I'll be damned, she was. She was. So now what she should do, she needs to clap that area for 10 to 20 minutes every day. If you buy a clapper, you can get rid of lumps, bumps, fibroids, and even tumors. If you don't believe me, go watch my videos. I had a guy who had skin cancer. Did you hear about that one? Mm-hmm. Yeah, skin cancer, about the size of a quarter. And he said, should I get it cut out of my face? I said, well, if I was you, I wouldn't do it. So I gave him a clapper, I gave him DMSO, I gave him frankincense, okay, and we gave him C60 and silver bullet gel. 6 weeks later, he goes into his doctor, and guess what? You can go watch the video. It's on my Real People, and guess what? The doctor can't find the skin cancer. So the same guy calls me up and goes, Dr. Wolf, what am I going to do about my high blood pressure? And I'm going, we already talked about that. And I said, listen, you're still not drinking enough water. You're not doing the black gold or the Ormus minerals. You're not doing the daily cleansing tea and the black gold properly to move your bowels. And he goes, yeah, you're right. And I go, well, okay, fine. And I said, and you check your high blood pressure all the time. And before you check your high blood pressure, it gives you high blood pressure because you're scared of the reading you're going to get. That's the scam. Everybody that's got high blood pressure out there, stop checking it. You know if you're stressed out. You know if you didn't have a good poop today. You know, like I told you and you didn't hear me in the show we did. I said you needed to take a quart of structured water, warm to hot, put Ormus minerals in it, black diamond, drink that first thing in the morning. That's got to be your goal. But we need, from you, we need 2 quarts, or otherwise 2 liters, okay, before 11 o'clock. And then I need another liter to a liter and a half before 5 o'clock. And then in between that, you're going to go, well, what am I going to eat? I don't think you need to. Let's lose some of this here.
Yeah.
No. Let's detoxify. Let's get ourselves into more of a fasting situation. And when I did that, I'm not picking on her. I'm trying to tell her that, you know, the reason why you have fat cells is because if you didn't have that, you'd have cancer. You know, if you're growing bigger hips, it's because you're toxic in your pelvis. If you're growing a belly here and it looks like a tire, that's because it's a storage shed for all the waste. And that waste is just waste and inflammation. If you didn't have the fat cells, you would have gone in and got surgery to cut something out because it was inflamed. And guess what? Inflamed means inflammation. And that's because of infection. And then you get the water retention, right? The water retention, well, if there's a fire, then we better send a fire truck there. So you've got to retain the water until you bring down the inflammation here and down here. Once you've done that, the swelling goes away. And I'm swollen. Can you give me something to help the water retention? So now we're just going to kick the living shit out of your kidneys. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? And understand something, there would be no kidney problem if there wasn't a bowel problem. There wouldn't be a bowel problem if you only honored, because you honor only 4 inches, not the rest of the 30 feet. And you know, we just talked this morning, and you know the foods that are causing trouble, but you're still eating them. You're still eating them. Why?
I'm addicted.
No, there is addiction, but there's something behind the addiction, and what's that? Punishment. This is not a just world. There's no justice. Is there justice in this world? No, there never was. It's all a joke. We don't need the justice system. The justice system is the corrupt system. The justice system is called unconditional love for yourself and care for yourself. That's the only justice system. You need to get this, everyone. It's all a fraud. If you end up getting my perfect day guide, you're going to find out that I've unleashed the most powerful book in the world. And you can go, wow, he thinks a lot of himself. No, there's a lot of people that helped me put this together. And understand something. This is 40 years of work. And we put in probably 20,000 hours, eh, Lori? 20,000 hours with all our people working on it? Yeah, this is our gift to the world. And then you're going to say, well, Daryl, if it's a gift, then why don't you just give it away for free? Well, because guess what, guys? I got to keep the doors open. So the reality is you're paying $225 for a lifetime of support from my clinic and my master consultants. You are only paying, okay, for the cost of the guide. All right? You're getting a $150 consult, which is worth thousands, it is, and you're getting the practitioner's guide. And if you don't think we have gone past what we said we would, hundreds of times, then guess what? Just call and get your money back. We won't give you the money back for the manual because guess what? That's worth gold and you only paid $75 for it, okay? And you paid $150 for the consult. All I'm trying to say is guess what? Nobody can tell that I'm a scam or trying to get people's money just because I have people coming to me and they've gone to the medical system and they've been burnt and they've been poisoned and they've been cut, okay? Guess what? There was a show done about me where actually Canadian taxpayers paid about $200,000 to $250,000. We're not exactly sure. And a TV station that said that I was one of the worst things that could ever be on this planet. And understand something. Yeah. Open your eyes up. Open your eyes up. You don't have to come to me, but you better start looking inside yourself, and you better start looking for real justice, and that's called unconditional love and care for yourself. And as soon as she has unconditional love and care for herself, and she doesn't beat herself up about the way she raised her daughter or what she didn't know or what she did do, then guess what? Her daughter will be able to love her more. As long as she has resentment against herself, and that's what the resentment was, against herself, she's creating a block, and she's creating an energy of resentment that's going into her daughter. Okay, you can only give what you are. You can only give what you feel. So you better start feeling for yourself and understand we need to feel our way through life and stop thinking our way, because right now we're all programmed. I'm still programmed, but I'm not programmed like, I'm the 1 out of 10,000. And you know what? I'm the minority of the minority. And as I told you, I will never do anything that the majority does. Absolutely nothing. I won't watch, I won't read, I won't eat, I won't drink, I won't celebrate like they celebrate, I won't go to a funeral like they go to a funeral, I won't marry like they marry, I won't have children like they have children, because guess what? That's the game. If you don't believe me, you'll see it in my Perfect Day Guide, and you'll also get everything you need to do to help to fix your vagina, your prostate, your uterus, your brain, your liver, your lungs, your heart, your joints, your muscles, your tendons. I challenge you. I challenge you to get my Perfect Day Guide and then tell me I'm lying, okay? So I want her to clap every day with this. Not today, but even tomorrow, she can just, if she had a clapper, she would only do it this hard. Look at this. Why? What would this part of her body say if she did just this? What would it say? Oh, you recognized me. You've hated me for years. And all that hate and anger grew a fibroid. All that hate and anger down in your vaginal canal, you got your uterus fried. Yeah, see, she's looking up to see if there's answers in her head. And the reality is it will come to her on the way home when she takes the taxi back to Traconis. By the time she gets to the beach, she'll have an answer, and she'll go, oh my God, I was screwed over. This is not true. I am beautiful. I'm going to spend the rest of my trip here the next 3 days or 2 days, and I am going to love my life. I'm going to be on the beach. I'm going to raise my arms up to that which created the universe and know that I am a beautiful being. And let go of everything. Everything. All your stories don't matter. You know, all she wants to do is tell me stories. She wants to tell me trauma stories. And what do I keep saying to you?
Don't want to hear it.
No, I don't say it that way. I go, be quiet.
Yeah.
Please be quiet. And you know what? And what I'm saying is quiet down your mind and understand something. A thyroid storm is because there's no such thing as a thyroid storm unless you terrorized yourself. There's no such thing as a heart attack unless you've had really bad love relationships. I hope you know that. That's why people die of heart attacks more than anything else, and heart disease, because the heart records your love stories. And most of you have really bad love stories because you have bad thoughts. Okay? And you keep on doing the same thing because you're not willing to change your thoughts. So I want you to clap. And what did I say about this? Because your belly's going to go, oh my God, she recognized us. Because any time that you would think about your belly and not having your period and having those pains, the only time that you would think about, how would you like it if somebody, you know what, every time I think about you, I hate you. You're made out of 50 trillion cells that have come together to give you life. And when you think about your abdominal cells, you're going, I don't like you. So what happens if you reject something? It goes away. Or it might scream louder. Reject your daughter and watch her have tantrums. Reject your cells and watch them have tantrums. You love this. You stroke it. I love you. So before she ever does that, she needs to do belly button therapy. If you've never heard about it before, everyone. All of the do-it-yourself things, you can also look in my videos, in my library, in my do-it-yourself guide. And if you go to the advanced water fasting guide, which I'm going to be doing an advanced water fast on around the 12th of January, and you might want to check that out, because everything we do is the highest vibrational we possibly can. Belly button therapy will release more dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins than anything else. Did you know that it'll release more than having a hug, making love, any drug? This releases more. If you do this just regularly, you'll bring your temperature up by 1%. It will knock out viruses. If you go more aggressive when you do the belly button therapy, it'll bring your temperature up 2%, not 2%, 2 degrees. And it'll what? This is true. It'll knock down cancer cells. Can't afford it, eh? Okay, can't afford the time, can't afford the money, and guess what? Most of you can't afford the time, can't afford the money, can't afford the time. Oh my God, I'm running out of time. I got the money. I always had the money. I just didn't have any love for myself. I don't care. Don't come to my courses. Don't buy the perfect day, but go find somebody that vibrates higher than you that you want to learn from. So if it's not me, I get it. I'm not for everybody. I'm only a small piece of the puzzle. I get it. All right? I don't want your money, honey. Okay? I want you to fall in love with yourself, because that's the only way this world's going to change. And the only people that don't love themselves are the people that are overweight, the people that are obese, the people that have diabetes, the people that have heart disease, the people that have pain and suffering every day, the people that have mental disorders. Are you with me yet? The people that are limping, that's because they can't stand on their own 2 feet. You will see in my book, so you can call me a crackpot, it's okay, but in my book, every condition, and every bit of pain and suffering throughout the body, I'll tell you what the program is. And then tell me, you'll say no because it's you. But then why don't you go and read this and then tell me no about your husband or your wife or your children. You'll say yes about them because you can see them and you're watching them. But you can't mirror yourself properly because you haven't been taught. That's why this world is in a harvest right now. That's why 30% of the population will be gone by 2032. 30% of the population, we will be down by 30% more population. And that's what they call extinction. Now just understand something, we're eating ourselves to death. 3 snacks, 3 meals. How about no snacks, 1 meal? How about just nourishing the body and not, okay guys, it's time to eat. How about stopping that? How about it's time to nourish? How about you just feeling great, having tons of energy? How about you not revolving your life around food that's going to kill you? So why do you keep doing it if you already know that? Because you are going to fulfill the contract. And what's that? You're unworthy. And you haven't been a good mother. You haven't been a good daughter. You haven't been a good wife. So guess what, everyone? I'm just going to punish myself and eat things that I know aren't good for me and do things that aren't good for me. And then guess what? Maybe then people will leave me alone. And maybe my suffering will be good enough that God will let me into the gates of heaven. No, but you tell me that this isn't what goes on in people's heads. You think about it, okay? All right. This is called Beyond Ormus Spray. If you have any pain, this is Ormus. Look up what Ormus is. The minerals in here are the highest electrolyte minerals on the planet. They come from where? The runoff, Antarctica. They don't come from some lake, okay? And we take 100 liters, bring it down to 1 liter, and then we make it into Ormus. That takes 3 weeks. And Ormus, if you know, it works on the emotional and etheric part of the body. You can spray this on and pain will be gone right away. This here and this here is the most important thing you'll ever put in your water. Beyond Ormus Minerals and Black Diamond. If she puts Beyond Ormus Minerals and Black Diamond in her water, and she did 2 quarts of that, just even 2 quarts. I do at least 3 quarts a day, because I do 5 quarts of liquid a day. 5 quarts, and I haven't drowned yet. Oh my God. There was an article on Facebook, and it said that there's a group being sued, a medical group is being sued. Do you know why? Because they allowed a woman to drink too much water and she drowned to death. What a lie. Oh, please, Cynthia, don't look up. It's not true. God. Cynthia's going, oh my God, now I can't drink my 2 liters of Coke. Okay, no, don't worry. That will never drown you. Okay. So anyway, so she's going to put And understand something, if a person does 20 drops in a liter, and if you do 80 drops of this, that's it, that's all you need a day. You do a pinch of black diamond. Black diamond is humic fulvic. I make the only humic fulvic in the world that's not processed with chemicals. Did you get that? Okay. I told you, you should never travel without daily cleansing T-caps, so I'm going to give you some, okay? Because the last thing I want you to do is get constipated, because people are going to say you're grumpy. And I say that there is no grumpy people, there's just constipated people. Okay? All right? All right, here you go. Okay? That's enough. So what you're going to do is you can take one before you leave if you want. Take another one before bed. And if you're not moving tomorrow, take 2 in the morning. Okay? And all my stuff, like my daily cleansing tea, which everybody should be taking every morning and every night, that's what you should be taking when you're not traveling. But when you're traveling, I have no laxatives, no stimulants, no chemicals, all organic. How's that? Right? You're not taking my daily cleansing tea caps to go to the bathroom. You're taking it to detoxify your beautiful pelvis. Say it that way. You're not taking my daily, those are the daily cleansing tea caps. But you're not taking my daily cleansing tea to go to the bathroom. Did you know that it cleanses the kidneys, cleanses the liver, cleanses the lungs, cleanses the blood, and cleanses the colon and the lymph system? How's that? So what you want to do, what if you had a perfect day? If you had a perfect day, you wouldn't be running to the hospital as an emergency. If you had a perfect day and you did it every day, you wouldn't say, I need a deep cleanse because I feel like crap. Are you with me? How would you like to never feel like crap again? Then don't dishonor yourself anymore and think that you got to get along with your husband with eating and drinking things, right? Well, you do. Every time somebody, it's Christmas time. And Thanksgiving, everybody compromises their health. That's why everybody's going to have COVID, and I have to watch everybody walk around with masks. No, I don't. I'm in Mexico. I'm not watching anybody. But I am going to be traveling. Our first major course is going to be at Cala Del Mar, and January 8th, Whole Life Coach, then Wolf Non-Surgical, and then Braveheart Circle, and our pelvic course for women. The Braveheart Circle is 4 days. The pelvic course is 3 days. My course, which is Whole Life Coach, which is the strongest emotional, nutritional course on this planet, and I will give you a money-back guarantee on it, it's 9 days. The Wolf Non-Surgical, which is the most powerful body work, all our therapists give a money-back guarantee on the first treatment that they'll do more than anything you've ever gotten. Now, anybody that would like to we have scholarships for the Braveheart Circle, and we also, I know I'm coming, honey, and we have scholarships for the pelvic course. If you want to write in, okay, we will pick one person for both of those courses. And then you can come to our courses all over the world. We're going to be in Mexico, like I said, January the 8th. Then we're going to Canada, Barrie, Ontario. Then we're going to Sacramento. We're going to England. We're going to Australia. Where else are we going? We're going to Stewart, Florida, right? And Kelowna. Okay, that's a few of the places we're going. So take a look at braveheartnation.com. The other thing is if you have pain anywhere, the DMSO cream is lighter for more tender areas. It'll get rid of the pain. It's made from pine trees. And it will help to dissolve the scar tissue and the crystallization. The DMSO gel is much stronger. That's more for joint areas and for where you've had a cesarean scar tissue and where you feel numbed out. Okay? All right? And then we talked about the black gold. But those are just a few things that if she started doing, and if she learns how to do the vaginal infusion and the ultimate coffee enema, and if she goes, guess what? I'm not a kneading machine anymore. All right? I'm not a kneading machine anymore. All right? So that's it. How about a hug?
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay? Listen, guys, I'll be back again later today. I don't know why, but oh yeah, something. A real people, real healing with somebody, and I'm not sure who. And I got to run because I have another appointment. Because now I'm going to be meeting with some medical people in Mexico, and we're going to be talking about fibroids, and we're going to be talking about tumors, and I'm going to be giving my philosophy. All right? Have a beautiful day. God bless.